Hey guys, and welcome back to Cultured Boys, a show where two guys just want to have a chat. I'm Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by Pepe, and we're doing another Just Chatting.
Yeah. it's one of them ones where we just talk shit and hope for the best.
Yay! The most podcast episodes ever.
Yeah. Right, how you feeling? You good?
Yeah. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like, to be fair, you do sound a little like croaky still. Like,
Yeah. The voice is recovering.
for those who don't know, I think it was a previous Just Chatting episode, we mentioned that we were going to see 1OK Rock in London, and
That was yesterday, as of recording.
that happened literally like about 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Literally, that like, about 24 hours ago, 1OK Rock were coming on stage. So, and yeah, we absolutely loved it. No doubt about it. Like one of our favorite bands ever. And yeah, you're kind of feeling it though, from what I hear.
Yeah. My voice is pretty much recovered. It's a little bassier than normal,
Yeah, like I could tell like a tiny bit I can hear,
but considering how hard I was going yesterday,
yeah,
I'm actually surprised I bounced back this far.
yeah.
You sound good though. Like you was going just as hard. It felt like.
I'm just as fine. I'm absolutely fine. But weirdly enough, for those who haven't been to the event in Apollo, it's quite a big arena, like not arena, like quite a big venue.
Yeah.
We were probably about in the like bang in the middle of the whole venue watching this.
Yeah, I'd say roughly in the standing area.
So like towards the front of this, where the standing area is, it's quite flat around there. But like as you get more towards the middle and to the back, it becomes a slope. So really good for anyone that's like just viewing the thing because you get a clear view of the stage. Like very good. Unless someone like super tall was standing in front of you, i.e. like I was pretty tall standing in front of other people, so like at some points there's gaps behind me, but then like as soon as the gig went on, like, I filled up a bit. But like one thing, like yeah, I'm fine voice wise, like leg wise, all that kind of thing. Standing, like I've been to like a bunch of gigs before, and like I don't really have that much of a problem standing. It's a bit annoying at the time, but like by the end of the night or whatever, as soon as I just like walked it off or whatever, I'm completely fine. However, because there's a slope in the Apollo,
Yep.
and we like it was so bunched up in that crowd as well.
Yep.
Like we barely had any room to move. So like obviously being on the slope, like my feet were in one place pretty much the whole time, and like very very minimal shifting with that. And I tell you what, like my feet are still feeling it today. Like I think it's like in the arches of it, like in the arches of my feet, like I can feel, I can feel
Oh.
pain still bits. It's not bad, it's not horrendous, but yeah, that's the only slight pain I'm feeling from that. But like we old, bruv.
Yeah. I'm feeling it in my calves. Like
You feel it there, yeah.
I was when you're like bopping around, you're like bouncing around in a crowd,
Yeah, yeah.
and in the slope, I was like, I guess I was holding it all in my calves.
Yeah.
So now just today I'm like, oh god, the bottom of my leg is just on fire. Like it's so hard to walk around in my place. I've been struggling all day.
Oh, really? Like, I mean, luckily, like you haven't been doing much there. Surely not. Like
No, I've been trying my best to just like recover in every respect.
you've got a good way of doing that. Like I had to travel back to Liverpool today by train. So like on it, like I think like I caught like an afternoon train in it. So like it wasn't actually that bad at all. Like in terms of I just needed to get like a couple tube stops and all that kind of stuff. But like other than that, like it was quite easy and. Like, it gave me time to like edit one of our videos on the train and stuff like that. I'll tell you what, like getting back is chill. Like even though I was supposed to be walking around and everything, like I might have like, had a little like my foot aches here or there. Like it was fine to be fair. Like the more you walk around, the easier it gets. You know what I mean? I don't know if you feel that, like, but like,
Yeah, I mean, I recovered a lot.
yeah, yeah,
So like when I was going to bed, I was like, I was like, shit, man, my leg fucking kills.
oh really?
You know when you can just finally take the pressure off
Yeah, yeah,
and your body relaxes and it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then it was like, yeah, this is not good, man. You fucked up. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, luckily I was going to sleep, so it didn't matter, innit? I woke up, but I was like, yeah, I came home, I ate so much, man.
Did you? Yeah, because we were saying on the train back, like, because we had lunch like roughly like 1:30ish,
Yeah.
like in a different part of Central, and I had like quite a lot from this curry place.
I mean, we had a fair amount in general.
Yeah,
Like my lunch
yeah.
wasn't like that much smaller than Pepe's, to be fair.
No, no. Like I only had more rice in mine. That was the only thing that like the difference between ours really. You had the same amount of toppings, really, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, like if you add it up, it probably was roughly the same amount of food.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so.
But like that was 1:30. The concert doors opened at 7.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we were standing in like queue for since like.
All said and done, we're like getting the train back,
Hmm.
and that's at like I don't know, like quarter to 11. So we're close to home at like 11ish,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm just like I haven't eaten for like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
at 1:30, I'm like I haven't eaten for roughly 9.5 hours ish.
I'd tell you what, I was hungry, right? But like I was actually all right. I didn't mind like not eating that much. I think like I could have eaten, but I was like when I got home, all I did was eat like a pepperami and that was it. Like I had a pepperami, went to bed. Like.
Oh no, I could not. The worst thing is like I normally eat dinner around 7:30 to 8,
Okay, yeah.
and I was like, cool. You know, we had a big lunch, so I wasn't like super hungry at that time. But I was like, my body's used to getting food at that time, so it was like when we came out of concert, I'm like, yeah, I haven't eaten my second meal of the day, man. I need it. I need it. So then I came home and I just ate whatever I could see, man.
What did you have? What did you have?
Oh, we had loads of leftover sort of like stuff.
Oh yeah.
Funny enough, it was mostly like desserts and things. So I ended up having some cake, some tiramisu that was in the fridge. There was some prawn crackers left over from a takeaway the other day. I ate the whole thing. I ate a packet of crisps. Like
Jeez,
I
you're
was just on a
going
tear, dude. I was hungry. I'm telling you.
I raided that kitchen.
And then on top of that, because I was so thirsty as well, because like all I'd been doing was like drinking beer that day. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was dehydrated as well. I think I ended up drinking like 1.5 liters of water.
Yeah, yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I think I didn't have that much water. Like I think like I had a drink at the venue, just a bottle of water there.
I did not.
That yeah. Even then, by the end of that, my mouth was still dry. I could have gone for more water. Like I think it's like yeah, it was one of those ones. But no, like that's bad.
I just came home and just devoured. Man,
Yeah.
I filled up and was like, cool, I'm a human again. Like, I will survive another day.
Yeah, bro. Like I don't know about you either, because I was absolutely knackered on that train home as well. Like obviously like a bit of like the like leg ache or whatever, and like we were like trading back, and like it was 11ish. Like I could have got. I was like I could just go sleep right now easily, and then got home. I was like I just said to my parents I was staying with. I was like I'm just going to bed. Like I'll see you in the morning. And then like literally I went to bed and I just couldn't sleep. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was like there was still energy running through me, but like I was kind of like I was sleepy, but like I just couldn't actually sleep. I don't think I slept until like 1:32ish in the morning.
Same, to be fair.
Oh right, okay.
It was because I ate all that food, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
I just couldn't have really gone to bed. It's not good for your digestion.
No.
I was fine, to be fair. Once I like, because we were out all day, so the stuff I
Mm.
normally would have done, you know, like surfing the web or whatever, all the stuff I normally do on my computer,
Yeah, yeah.
I had to catch up on afterwards. But I mean, like, showered, ate stuff, drank a bunch of water, and then hung around for a couple of hours. And as soon as I got into bed, man, yeah, I was out.
Yeah, fair, man. I was trying to lie.
But I mean, like, Pepe knows from when we went to Japan. And when I'm tired, bro, if my head hits that pillow, I'm tired enough. I'm just
You're gone. Like you go bed you fall asleep so quickly, bro.
Honestly, when it takes over, I can be out like a light.
Yeah, I wish I could be that like all the time. Like cuz I don't know what it is, but like it takes me a lot to fall asleep, but when I do, I'm a sound sleeper, don't get me wrong. No, I might like toss and turn at night or whatever, but that's like just me. But like I don't know, like sometimes it takes me like I don't know, a couple YouTube videos or something, or like I listen to music while I sleep as well. I think I mentioned that in a previous episode. Sometimes like I need like certain conditions like to just make myself fall asleep. I can't just like go like my head hits the pillow and like I go like nah, that don't happen for me. I don't know. I don't think it. I think if it does, I gotta be really tired for that to happen. For me to just hit like fall asleep straight away.
I mean, like, every time Pepe's seen me do that, it's because I'm way out of my normal routine.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like, well, I know we said it before, like, in our Japan trip episode, but like, in that instance, it's like, at that time of my life, I'm like getting up at 1 p.m. every day,
Yeah.
doing basically nothing most of the day, and then went on holiday and was like, oh, now we're getting up at like 9 a.m. every day, and we're hanging out, walking around, doing loads of stuff all the way until like, I don't know, let's say 11 p.m.
Hmm.
And then we come home, we shower. I'm like, of course I'm fucking tired. I've been up all day,
Yeah.
like walking around, and it's hot and whatever. I'm
It is very different. Yeah.
like I'm exhausted, so I've literally got nothing left. So head hits the pillow and I'm out because I'm like, I can't. Body doesn't have any more energy. It can't give me anything else. Like I'm running on empty. But I knew I needed to sleep anyway because when I got home, my my family was like looked at me and just was like, "You need to go to bed."
To be fair, I could tell you were tired yesterday because you were like cracking like jokes that I would make normally. We were on the train and you were just like you made this pun. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know. So it was something stupid.
It was something stupid. I was like, bro, like you're tired. I know you're tired. You're laughing at jokes that I make, like that I would make normally.
Yeah, no, well, that was the thing. I hadn't even said a word, and like, when family members are looking at me like, "You need to go to bed." I'm like, "Do I look that tired?" They're like, "Yes, yes, you do. Go to bed." And I was like, "No, I gotta eat, and I want to shower, and I need some water." I was like, I was a mess last night for all intents and purposes. Like all the basic human needs. If I was a sim, like that fucking crystal, that plumb bob would be bright red, man. I'd be on the verge of death.
You were literally running on empty. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think I've seen you that many times running on empty before. Like usually like you're quite sound from when I've like
I'm pretty good about it, but I mean, like, it's a concert, innit? It's different, like,
mm,
so it's an environment where you just like you're going ham,
yeah.
It's the energy of the place, but yeah, normally I'm pretty good with like keeping up with myself. Like, oh, I'll get a drink or whatever, like I'll hydrate properly, not with alcohol, like not beer.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know why I was really drinking beer yesterday. I'm not even a beer person.
Yeah, because like even when we went to the bar beforehand, you were like, "Oh, what would you recommend?" And the guy was like, "What do you like?" Like,
Yeah.
you gave the guy the most broadest fucking like aspect. You basically could have just gone to him and said, "I'd like a drink, please." And his what drink would you
One
like? And you're like,
alcohol, please.
yeah, it's like you didn't even say alcohol. It could have been wine, beer, soft drinks, like just gin, like freaking Jaeger bombs. Like, you gave him the broadest fucking answer.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I had to clarify. I was like, "Do you want a beer?" And he like, "Yeah, I'll go for a beer." And it's like,
Well, I mean, like, I was like, would you recommend? I was like, well, like beer or something. And he was like, so what kind of beer do you like? And I was like, I don't really drink a lot of beer. So, like, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I couldn't even help you out there. I'm not a beer drinker. I could take you up to a certain point with drinks, Nathan. Then I could.
I mean, like, the thing is, like, I know the different types of beers you can get. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't drink enough to be like, yeah, I really like an IPA.
Yeah.
I really like a Pilsner or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, I know the words.
Yeah, yeah.
I know the terminology, but I'm like, I don't actually drink the thing. They all just taste like beer to me.
Yeah, I'm the same with like wines. To be fair, like people can tell me, "Oh yeah, this is a blah blah wine." I know the names of wines that I like, and even then, there's certain wines that have the same name, and I don't like them. But like it's like once you know what drink you like, or what beer you like, or whatever wine you like, then you're like, okay, cool. That is my go-to now. I like that. I know I like that. I might try something around, like, if there's other options one day, I might be like, yeah, go, I'll give that a shot. But once you know what you like, you kind of stick to it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's I don't know. I guess because yesterday it was a nice day, hanging out with my mate.
Mm.
We're gonna go see a show, and it was just like, why not?
Yeah, it's a celebratory thing.
I don't know. It was like the most British I'd ever felt. Like, oh yeah, sunshine, got to have a beer in it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was very British of you.
Oh, it's sunny out with me, mate. Got the summer gear on, have a beer.
Oh man, no, it was hot as well yesterday. That's one thing. Like I feel like I should have dressed better for it, but like it was so freaking hard to call what the weather's like in the UK right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like I end up going in like this long sleeve top and some jeans, and it turned out to be like 23 degrees, but they'd said it was going to be windy.
And it wasn't really.
23 degrees and windy is fine to wear jeans and long sleeve top, I think, because you get the breeze there.
Yeah.
But like the breeze was minimal, and when the sun came out, you felt that sun, right? So I'm in all black as well.
Oh
Like,
yeah. And you had a beanie and it was just like, oh bro.
the beanie wasn't planned. I realized that like I didn't pack any of my hair stuff that day, like any of
Oh.
the like none of my usual hair care that I usually bring, because I be like, I mean. Like, and no one will really know what I look like apart from like our close friends. But like I've started, like, over the past year or so, I started growing my hair out, and haven't really done that since I was like in my late teens.
Yeah, right now you're going through like the only way I could describe the way you looked yesterday was like a grunge kid.
Yeah, that is my vibe right now. That's because the beanie. The beanie definitely gives the grunge kid vibes.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, as well, like the way I dress, it's a lot of like
I was gonna say it was also the skulls and the
yeah.
on the long sleeves and
Yeah.
the all black and I'm like, yeah, he's a bit of a grunge kid.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm going it's
So almost it's kind of like a grungy skater, like almost goth kind of kid. It's a combination of stuff.
it is getting to that point again where like I was like one of those teenagers where I didn't really have like much fashion sense, and it's only like probably like when I got into my early 20s, I'd say, that I actually started developing a fashion sense, actually like getting an idea of what I liked, and then it just became like now like I'm probably living my grunge kid years right now where I couldn't do before because I had no grunge kid clothes. I was into the music, but I never had any of the clothes because didn't really care for it. I just liked the music. But now I'm living my best grunge kid life, I suppose.
I live the easiest life. I just dress like like generic British person in the summer.
Yeah.
Polo t-shirt, some cargo 3/4 lengths, some trainer socks, like some
Yeah.
and some trainers. I was like, I'm good. I'm solid.
Yeah, that's nah, that's it. I mean, like I should have worn shorts yesterday. I should have worn shorts. That was one thing I did regret. That out of the whole day, I was like, because I was with my parents and that. I was like, I told them like, what do you think I should wear today? Should I wear jeans or shorts? They shouted back, oh, jeans. Wear jeans. It's gonna be like quite cold out. It's gonna be quite breezy. And I was like, you know what? It is quite overcast out. Yeah, go on then. I'll go with the jeans. And then it just got to the point. I was like, if my mum was here right now, out with me right now, where I'm walking through Central, it's like one of those things. She'd be like, why aren't you wearing shorts? Why are you dressed like that? It's one of those ones where I'm like, oh, like you're the ones that advise me to do this, and
Yeah.
I've taken you like usually like it's one of the times I'm like, okay, cool, I'll listen to what they say. I'm easy on this. I don't know what the hell's the weather's gonna be. I'll get a second opinion. I went for the second opinion.
See, it's funny. Like me and Pepe had this discussion already, but like my thought process yesterday was, I'm still gonna wear a t-shirt regardless
Yeah,
because it's like warm.
yeah,
But I checked the weather and it was like, oh yeah, 23 degrees, might rain, 65% humidity, and I was like, right, I'm not wearing jeans.
yeah.
Not in 65% humidity, and it might rain.
I think that's the thing.
23 degrees, and it might rain. I was like, that might shoot right up, and I was like, I am not wearing jeans. Forget that.
That is one thing where I lacked. I didn't check the humidity. I'll admit that I messed up there.
When I met up with Pepe yesterday, I thought, actually, maybe I'm not dressed very appropriately. But as the day went on, quite glad with my choice.
Yeah. I mean, like, I will say this, like, even though I was dressed like how I was, like, it wasn't the worst I felt. I've been
No.
in situations where, like, I'm gonna put it this way. I went to see the band Man with Permission a couple weekends before, and I checked the weather beforehand, and I was like, I thought it was gonna be raining, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll dress appropriately for this. But how do you, like, you thinking you'll go, like, the venue was right next to the station, right?
Mm.
So I was there like, okay, look, I'm gonna be outside for like a minimal time. Like I'll wear like an anorak kind of thing is the best way to put
Yeah.
it. Like, you know, like a waterproof jacket basically is the best way. It's thin.
Yeah, it's just like a thin raincoat.
Yeah, thin raincoat, exactly that. Like nothing too heavy. I'll go for the shorts, like trainer socks, and like a t-shirt. So pack quite light. Very easy.
Yeah.
And got to the venue and it was like, okay, it's raining a little bit, but it's not too bad. And then that's when like the thunderstorms hit at this point.
Oh.
And I like, luckily, if I didn't bring that freaking anorak, that coat, I'd be fuming. Like, because like I got there, that was it, doors open at 7, right? And I must have got there 5:30ish or something like that.
Oh, you would have been a drenched rat. Like,
Oh, bro, if I didn't have that jacket, I would be absolutely sick. Because I was even like, I had my hood up and everything. Like, I like, had everything. Like, even though, like, where I was standing next to the venue as well. It's like kind of like when you stand alongside a building, it's like, it's all pavement and stuff like that. But you know, like right next to the building is like kind of like a really random dirty spot. Like it's not exactly grass or anything, but it's like dirt.
yeah.
And where it was raining so hard, some of that dirt splashed back like onto my ankles.
Oh, lovely.
And I wore like these white shoes, like these custom Vans that I had.
Oh, lovely.
So literally, like they are absolutely ruined right now. I still need to clean them. I need to actually go and fucking clean them. Like I've never really had Vans before, which have got a wreck like that. So I actually need to look into how to do that. I don't want to chuck them in the washer because I feel like that might end up breaking it somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably, I say probably, there's definitely ways online. People have definitely figured it out.
There'll be like a YouTube tutorial or something. Like.
Yeah, there's got to be like 1,000,001 YouTube tutorials with the amount of skater kids out there and that.
I'll probably just do that after this episode, you know, just actually clean my van. Like, because I live in a flat though, I have no garden or anything, so it's just gonna be hanging around somewhere. I gotta find a place to hang them.
I mean, I don't know actually. Ignore me.
I feel like you were gonna offer me some really sound advice there.
No, I had a thought, but then I was like, I don't know actually.
Okay,
I mean, you got that spare bathtub. You could just
that bathtub has like so much stuff in it right now.
well then empty it and then leave them there to dry.
Yeah, but it probably is the best option though, isn't it?
It's pretty warm in there normally, so you know.
It is. In the summer, my flat is absolutely roasting as well. That's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Innit? Like,
Yeah.
leave it, clean them, leave them in there. They'll dry off. Like, that's probably the best idea.
I'll find a place and hang them somewhere for sure. But that's the one thing as well. So even though like
Oh, do a like Mike, right? Tie them together with the laces and then hang them from your like little great balcony thing.
I don't have laces on them, they're just like normal Vans, so they're like slip-ons.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, forget that idea. But no, the bathtub thing's a good shout though. I do have the second bathroom. Might end up doing that. But yeah, like so realistically, even though I bet I dressed the best way that I could that day. Because I was like, again, it's thunderstorming, but it's humid at the same time. So hot. So like I guess the shorts were a good shout, but obviously there's only so much you can do. Worst thing about that thing was that obviously there were some people there. I felt sorry for them, bro, because they didn't pack like a rain jacket or anything, didn't pack a hat.
That would have been me for sure. I would have not worn a jacket or something.
It was so bad. I felt so bad for him. Like, because the thing is, they're all waiting in line as well. This storm must have hit about like 5:45, I'd say.
Oh no.
So you still got an hour to like wait before the venue's ready and stuff. And it's a small venue as well. Like I think the capacity was 500, right?
Oh yay, rain smell.
Oh mate, rain smell weren't the only smell. I'll tell you that.
Rain smell, dampness, and probably a bunch of BO.
Oh, it
And
was
whatever.
definitely BO. And that's one thing, because everyone's so packed in together in a small venue, it is absolutely roasting as well. Like,
Bro, it was roasting yesterday.
even the band came on and they were like, bloody hell, it's hot in here, isn't it? Oh man, nah, that was a good. Although like the whole gig, perfect. Like Band of Permission, I'd recommend music if you want to check them out or whatever. But yeah, that is like a very different like waiting in line experience and dressed experience compared to what we had yesterday. Like especially like towards when we started queuing up yesterday as well. It was quite cool, so it weren't too bad.
Yeah, it was a nice time.
Yeah.
The temperature wasn't too high, the sun wasn't blazing, and it was
Nah.
a bit enough of a breeze that was like it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't like the hottest weekend because like I was looking at the weather and Saturday coming is 29 degrees in London.
Ew.
It is the start of what I could imagine is going to be a freaking mad heat wave.
Yay.
And this is one thing as well for anyone that isn't in the UK listening right now. If like I hear like some comments online saying, "Oh, what is not even that hot in the UK? What are you on about?"
We're not built for the heat.
We're not built for this, and that is like in the like literal sense and like any other sense you can think of. Because yeah, like we're used to like damp weather. That is so true. But our houses are so well insulated because we're not used to this heat.
Yeah, because we used to be a almost frozen nation.
Yeah.
So we had to build houses to keep heat in constantly. And now all the heat's come and we've lost all the cold. None of us can deal with it anymore.
And like it's not a common thing in houses to have air conditioning.
Yeah.
Like so like when you're in a house and there's no air conditioning and all the windows are open, the windows being open is the closest you're gonna get to just cooling that house down.
Or unless you bought something like a fan or something or several inside.
Like one of those Dyson fans. One of those Dyson fans is worth it because they will cool the room down. Like I've experienced that firsthand. I'm like, okay, yeah, that is actually a very worthwhile investment.
The saddest thing is like some of the heat waves. I intentionally might go and like, oh, I'm gonna quickly pop off and maybe drive to the local Starbucks or something because the aircon in my car is pretty good. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I can cool off a little bit just in the drive.
I mean, even in the Starbucks itself, you could probably just like chill somewhere with a coffee inside, like iced coffee inside.
I could, but you know when you're like, I don't really want to hang out at Starbucks.
Ah, come on.
But for at least the 20 minutes I'm gone to go buy it.
Yeah.
Especially because the local one near me is a drive-through one, so I'm like, I don't have to leave my car at all. I can just sit in the aircon the whole time.
You sure you don't want to be one of those guys that sits at Starbucks by themselves writing a screenplay or something like that on their like computer or whatever?
One, I don't have a laptop to bring, and two, I'm not a writer, so
Bring your whole PC. Get this set up in Starbucks. Get your tower down there. Get your monitor. Like, start playing some online games. Maybe some Fortnite. Just start chatting shit in the middle of the coffee shop.
no, I just go down there, bring my microphone and everything, and record a whole Cultured Boys whilst I'm at it.
Cultured Boys live from Starbucks, you know. Oh god, an interesting episode. That's for sure. That'd be an interesting one.
I know, right? God, that'd be awful.
Oh man, but yeah. Like what one okay rock though, like just I feel like we've done a lot of complaining about where we stood and like certain like dress code. We haven't actually said how good the freaking concert was. I feel like
Oh, bro, the thing is, I didn't say anything because I mean, every time we talk about Japanese bands, they come up
yeah.
and we're always gushing. So I'm kind of like, you know, I mean, I still say it. They're amazing live.
Yeah.
Like if you like them, you got the chance. Go and see them. They're so good live. But at the same time, I'm like, of course I'm gonna say that. I'm a huge fan, and we've made a few episodes, and I'm always like, they're fucking amazing.
It's like it is one of those like they played like a lot of their stuff from Luxury Disease as well. If anyone like listens to one, okay,
Yeah,
it was that kind of thing. So obviously it's the album tour. They're gonna play a lot of those sort of songs.
but they did a pretty good mixture. Like it wasn't all
Yeah.
just Luxury Disease and then old songs. It was like couple, and then maybe like one or two of the older songs from other albums.
Yeah, they had like 3 songs off of Ambitions and then 3 songs off of Eye of the Storm. I think actually, I don't know if that's actually the same one. I don't know. That's an estimate anyway.
I don't know.
But like, regardless though, like there's like some. The thing is with Luxury Disease as well. There's some some songs in that album which I'm like not entirely keen on the whole thing. Like I'm like probably like a 60% on Luxury Disease, like with the songs I listen to. There's stuff like Renegades and Broken Heart of Gold, which are on Luxury Disease.
Yeah, I haven't listened to those a whole lot.
I don't really rate those songs as much. However, they did play them live, and
Renegades was sick live.
I think every song they played last night was sick. Like there was so many good moments.
Oh, it was, but like for example, like you just said, Renegades is a song I definitely didn't like before.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I heard it live and I was like, yo, Renegades is pretty good, you know? Like
I think it is a little bit of like the atmosphere. I think like my opinion still stands on those songs. I still don't think they're my favorites at all. But like regardless, they play like it just seeing them play live. And I've seen like it takes a lot for them to play a song that you're not too keen on. However, you're there like, yeah, this is a freaking tune. Like you're getting on board with it. That's one thing. So
yeah, that's true.
I think it's one of those ones I enjoyed. Like they absolutely smash out the park. They always do. We've seen them like last time was 2017 when we saw them live. Good vibe. Like.
They were sick.
Mm.
And that the supporting act was really good too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They had like a really good stage presence as well. Like the drummer was sick, and like the lead singer, like she really is like a performer. I can't remember the name of the band.
Give me a sec. I got a picture of it. I should be able to
Yeah.
find out.
Put the picture on the screen or something as well. Like, we'll chuck that on there. I'm committed. Like, whoever's editing this one there, I'm committing you to put the picture. It's not exactly hard information to find out either, so it should be good.
I just got freaking find it now.
How many? Like, oh yeah, did you like take a lot of like photos yesterday then?
Maybe. They're just sort of all over the place.
Yeah.
Some were like on personal socials, and some was just like, "Oh, I took the thing," and it's not organized, and I didn't think about anything really. It was like Vukovi or Vukomi or something.
Vukovi sounds about right, actually. I think that is right.
I think it was on my store. I have to find it.
Oh wait, no, like whatever it is, like I feel like
Yeah, Vukovi.
yeah, Vukovi.
I literally just found it.
yeah. They were good. They were a good support act. Like because I think last time we saw 1OK Rock live, it was Crown the Empire. Well, they were pretty good. I don't really take much away from it. I probably won't listen to much for Kobe either. Like they had, like don't get me wrong, they were sick live, but I don't know if I'd check them out too much after. I highly recommend go and see any of them live. It's so good.
I mean, it was yeah. I think it's just because we always talk about One OK Rock when we end up talking about Japanese music. It's a bit hard to not sound like we're like repeating ourselves a lot, you know.
I think like I don't know, like I was just like go for like like what the vibe was at the concert yesterday. You know what I mean? Like if there was if like it was like good, it was a good vibe. That's what I wanted to say basically.
Oh, bro, it was an amazing vibe.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like so down to partake.
This is one thing, right? A little gripe, but I'm also quite guilty of it as well. So I'm not gonna like completely dispose of the idea of it. However, like I don't know if you noticed like how many phones are out during the whole thing.
Yeah, I tried not to get my phone out too often.
No, yeah, I agree.
Because I was trying to enjoy it, and especially because I know what you mean, like, especially where we were standing, there was a lot of people directly in front of us with their phones almost constantly up. There was one point where we, as you do when you're in a standing area, we had ended up scooching like a lot further forward.
Yeah.
And I was a lot closer to these people with their phones in the air. At some point, I actually couldn't really see the stage properly, and I was just watching through these phones in front of me.
It kind of sucks a little bit. Like, it's like, again, I'm not gonna like complain too much because I am kind of like, it's a bit hypocrite of me to say, oh yeah, there's so many people with their phones. Like when I did have,
yeah, we took pictures and we filmed stuff.
Yeah, like some of my like favorite bits. I like, okay, here's my policy when it comes down to it, right? When it's a song I really love or like a song that I like, I'll get like probably the first verse or chorus and then I'll stop. If I film the whole song, I think that's I think that's a bit out of order personally. I know some people like that.
I can't say anything because I did that yesterday. I recorded the whole of when they were playing the beginning, and I recorded the whole thing. But I was just like, bro, this is.
Yeah, it's cool to look back on. Don't get me wrong. There's some I can understand why people do it, right? I completely get that. But I think it's just like for me, like I think as well because I'm there with my phone in the air. Like you said, you know when there's some people that like you can't see the stage, so you end up watching through someone's phone screen.
Yeah, I was very conscious of that too.
Yeah, I'm always a little bit like, look, I'll get the bit that I want, like of the song, like, and then I can. It's that whole thing of living in the moment as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be completely, like, focused on, oh, does this look good? Does this, like, is the lighting right bit here? Do I need to, like, adjust, like, where it is or whatever, where my hand is? Do I need to move it? So I'm not just filming someone else's phone in front of me? Because that was a genuine problem at one point. Like, where, like, and when I say, like, I say this as someone that's been to a fair few gigs recently as well. Like, I mean, as I said, I think in the previous episodes, I went to Franz Ferdinand, Paolo Nutini, and a few other live bands that, like, I enjoy. And there are some people that get their phones out and stuff, but I've never seen it where a good, like, 50-60% of the crowd has their phones out filming like that. That is something that I've never seen before. So, like, that's why I feel like it was, like, especially, like, something worth noting. Like, again, like, not exactly a bad thing, but it even got to a point where I think it was Taka, the lead singer of the band, he was like talking about oh yeah, like sometimes it's good to disconnect from like social media or whatever. But while he was saying that, again, 50-60% of the audience were there filming, and he was like, look, I don't give a shit if you guys film or whatever, you do you, but then he goes on about disconnecting and stuff like that, and I was like, I wonder, like, how he feels about this kind of thing. He did say he didn't give a shit, so that's fine. Like,
yeah. At the same time, it's also like one of those things where, as the performer, I guess you sort of come to terms with like they're just gonna end up doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so
like, and that's one thing is I think if you had really strong opinions of it, I know like you'd have to be like, look, out of respect for the artist or whatever, he's like they or he or she.
Yeah, it would have been announced beforehand because there's definitely shows that have done that. A lot of comedy shows and stuff as well.
Yeah, yeah. So like I can understand completely, and a lot of the time, if you're a fan of that band and you've paid tickets to see them, you will not film them. I think they literally say out of respect to the artist, like please do not film this. And you're like, okay, yeah, I've paid to see this artist. I'm not entitled to get a video for social media. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So like it's like something like that. But like again, if they did feel like really strong against it, like they would have said that, and it's not a big thing at all. Again, like that is only like a small gripe on my side, like about that.
No, I feel like it's valid though. I sort of thought the same thing because there was at one point where I was recording part of a song and I decided to just do a pan shot because I also realized, and I was just, instead of like filming the stage, I was just rotating my phone to get a pan shot of how many phones are in the air along with me.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I stopped recording because I was like, gosh dang. It is literally like a sea of mobile phones in the air.
It really was like it's mad. I think sometimes it's like acceptable. You know, like when like they say, "Oh yeah, put your torches up and stuff like that."
Yeah.
Everyone's get like that is the excuse. That's literally like, and it's a really cool shot as well. Like when like the whole venue has like their torchlights on, they're waving in the air.
Bro, that was crazy. I can't remember what song it was, but yeah, it was one of the like slower, more somber songs.
I think it was like "Your Tears Are Mine." Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the whole of the standing area, I'm like, Jesus, it got really bright in here. And I'm looking around, I'm like, oh, that's why.
You know, yeah, I noticed that as well. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, that was nuts.
But yeah, that's one thing. That's only one thing I was gonna mention. That there's like loads of phones, like mad. Again, like it's not a massive problem. I don't think it's like.
Okay, if we're gonna have gripes, right? There's just one thing I want to bring up.
Yeah, yeah, I know exactly what this is.
Yes, you will, for sure. Heed these words. If you're at a concert and you're in a standing area, don't sit on the fucking floor in the crowd. Especially when you're sitting on fucking people's feet.
Yeah, when it's that densely packed, right? That's one thing. When you get to the venue beforehand and there's loads of space around you, fine, sit down. That's not an issue. However, when you're literally in like a really compact space, right? Where you're literally almost body to body with people, do not sit on the floor. You like, it is the most awkward thing. If you were feeling ill or whatever, like, oh shit, I need to sit down.
Fine.
Like even then, go somewhere else. Your health is important. Don't collapse. Like this is one thing. Then it becomes a whole other issue. That is one thing. You know that if anyone hasn't guessed before, like in the minute of rant that me and Dave have just done, the two people in front of us decided to sit on the floor randomly in between the support act and the main act.
The thing is, I wish I could say they were sat on the floor because we both know they were sat on our feet.
Yeah, so we had to like literally like again, you know, as I said, it's quite packed. It's very very minimal wiggle room. So yeah, it was tough. Like
if you have any inkling that you're gonna want to sit down, don't buy a standing ticket. Okay.
exactly that. That is such the like.
I don't care how small you are outside. There is no space for anyone to do anything.
No.
Why do you think it was fucking okay to sit on the fucking floor in a slanted room, you fucking idiot?
There's like one thing as well is like it wasn't just us that noticed it as well. It was there were like three girls in front of them. At one point, like the girl that was in front of me, she put her foot out and like literally like knocked the other girl's foot, and like and then literally there's like a whole leg sticking in between this group of friends, and it got to the point where it was like, look, you can't do that. Like they actually told him, look, move your feet around or whatever. Like it was one of those things like we're very British. We could have easily said at the same time, like, look, you don't do this. But again, like it's one of those things, isn't it? Like it is a common courtesy. Like if I did that, I'd feel so awkward.
Well, I mean, luckily it will never get to that because we wouldn't do that.
No, yeah. But this one thing, like it's one of those things where like I feel there's been points where I'm like, oh god, I want to sit down. But then I've been in that position where like, oh shit, hold on a second, this isn't comfortable. It definitely couldn't have been comfortable for them either. This is one thing about it. Like you may be sitting down, but the amount of people that are around you and stuff like that, like the closed space, like the fact that you're like knee height with a lot of people as well. So one wrong move from the person behind you, you get kneed in the back of the head, mate. There's some people that like, no, Is well, it is basically one of those things that I don't understand why you'd sit on the floor and make it so awkward for yourself and the people around you. Like that, I can understand. Like, yeah, I know.
Oh God, frustration, man. Frustration. That's
I think sometimes we are like a little bit too British for our own good as well. Like I think if it was something that like we really did find a problem with, and we were saying to each other like, "Oh God, this is annoying. This is annoying." We could have easily told them to stop as well.
I was going to, but you know when you're just like, I'm just trying to have a good time here, okay? I didn't want to.
Yeah,
I was reaching my wits end with that, and I don't think you've ever seen me like fully mad, where I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna fucking say whatever and do whatever I want because I'm that fucking mad. I was getting there though.
yeah.
I was actually getting there. I was gonna lean down and be like, "Can you get up off the fucking floor and stop sitting on my fucking feet? Be a normal fucking person and just stand up." But I didn't. I held my tongue because, for whatever reason, it's not logical to just start screaming at someone.
I think it's one of those ones as well. Like the moment, like if you were to cause an argument in that kind of situation as well, it's that like how awkward do you want this rest of the gig to be for you as well?
Yeah, exactly. But it was also because it was like the support act just came off stage,
Yeah.
and at some point, One OK Rock's gonna come out.
Mm.
And I'm like, I don't need this to escalate to a point where they're like, "Oh, you over there causing trouble, picking on the girls. You're out." And I'm like, "Fuck, bro, I paid for this. I wasn't even. They're the ones causing the problems. Why are you kicking me out?" Do you know what I mean? I was just like,
I think if it got to that position, I don't think it. Surely, like I'd hope it wouldn't get to the position where we're arguing with teen girls. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you never know how like security are gonna act in a certain situation. Like, some of them might not even give a shit. They're just like, "You out."
Mm-hmm.
So I was just, yeah, I held my tongue, but I was actually I was getting ready to have a go, man. I'm not gonna lie, I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed. There were times where we were stretching and like,
Oh yeah, like we had to like lead on it. Yeah.
but my God, was I ready to just like, oops, need you in the back of the head, my bad.
It's those intrusive thoughts in it. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's always a rule. Just be considerate of those around you when you're in those sort of places. That's one thing. It's like just be considerate. Like have a little respect for people. That's the only thing. That's like it's easy to understand. It's an easy thing to comprehend. It's an easy thing to understand. Just be decent. Be a decent person. But yeah, other than that, like whole gig was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
That was our Saturday, basically, wasn't it?
it was a really fun day out. We didn't even
Yeah.
talk about the rest of it, to be fair, because
Nah, I mean that was the main thing, wasn't it? Like I think the fact that we saw Tucker and some of the band outside as well, outside the venue.
bro, oh God, that was crazy. They were like, if I had stuck my arm out, I would have accidentally touched them.
Yeah,
They were that close to us. Like, legit, they were that close to us.
They were literally like an arms length away.
Yeah, like Pepe was in front of me, so I'm like blocking between me, like Pepe and the band. But like, had I just turned around and stuck my arm out, I probably could have.
Yeah, it is one of those ones. Yeah, like security with him as well, by the way. So like,
Yeah, security were with them as well, but like as an accident, I could have just been like, "Oh, sorry, mate," and then be like, "Oh shit, it's the band."
but like yeah, it was one of those ones. Like I think like the queue was like we were a little bit further back in the queue when they went out of the venue because they went to grab some food, basically.
The funniest part is that they went to go to Tesco's.
Yeah, they came back with like some meal deals or something like that. Yeah, we don't know. They had shopping bags, basically, whatever it was.
Yeah, they had Tesco's bags for life, so we're like, "Oh, okay, cool." They went to the Tesco's Express in the shopping center.
Easy there, like just quick food, did it? But like, yeah, like we saw them go out of the venue, and we were probably about 20, 30 people back at that point, so we heard screaming.
But we couldn't really see much.
We could just like poke our heads around and be like, "Oh yeah, shit, that's Tucker over there." And then somehow the queue moved further along enough for us to be like pretty much like right next to where when they came back, they basically went through that same exit entrance, and we were there at that point. So I was like, "Oh crap, that's that's Tucker right there." And like, so yeah. So it was like, "Oh, okay, cool." That was a cool moment. See him that close.
Yeah, I mean, it's super. I don't know if I fully processed it yet. Still, because it is just like, wait, that was a band I've paid to see.
Yeah.
A band I've listened to and I've talked about a lot, and I'm like, they were just like right behind me.
Yeah, it's a cool moment. It's a cool moment, like especially like you're a fan of that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's mad. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I think that was like probably like that, and the gig was probably the highlight of like my day. I think there's so many good things about that day as well.
Yeah, it was just overall, it was just a nice chill day, just hanging out whilst we wait for the concert, really.
A nice little friends day out. That's that's what
You
it was.
didn't get those One Piece cards, though, so that was a shame.
No, that was the one thing as well. Like we were trying to kill time in Central, and
Side quest of the day was trying to find these new One Piece cards for Pepe. We couldn't find any.
yeah, it was the Pillars of Strength set, and I was trying to look for it. It literally launched on the 30th of June, so the day before. And like I've tried to like get any sort of packs online, but a lot of places sold out. And like we went Forbidden Planet. We tried to like check some other places as well, but like
I think the funniest thing is that became the running joke. After that, it's just
Yeah.
like, you saw One Piece cards.
literally like we didn't actually say these to actual people, by the way. But like we every time we walked past the shop, it was like, yeah, what if these are One Piece cards or what if these are One Piece cards? I think it got to the point at one point where we were actually at the gig and like it just
I think it was in between some of the songs, and
Yeah.
you'd leant over to me like, "Hey, Darko, do you sell One Piece cards?
yeah.
You got One Piece cards."
So yeah, like, I didn't get any One Piece cards, by the way. Let us know in the comments if you collect One Piece cards, because I'm fucking sure I want some One Piece cards. That's yeah, Russ. If it ever gets to the point that we get fan mail, I doubt it will. But if anyone's gonna send fan mail, send me One Piece cards. I don't care. I don't care about anything else. Just send me One Piece cards, please.
Just ignore that for now, considering we've got nothing set up for that.
There's no fan mail set up, no. But if you did, One Piece
God.
cards, send them through. Yeah.
My God.
Oh man, I'm obsessed. Is there anything else you want to say, by the way, Nathan? I feel like we'll probably wrap this up soon.
You've ruined it now. I just...
What, extorting One Piece cards from some
Yes,
of our like
exactly.
potential fans? No, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Just you've ruined it now. So it was a nice like chat about the day out, and then a nice little inside joke. And then you tried to extort people for One Piece cards.
You brought it up, Nathan. I hope you're happy.
Oh, don't drag me into this.
You dragged me into this and I'll follow it through. I'll make so many awkward jokes about it, make you feel uncomfortable and regret that you've even brought it up.
Oh, hoisted by my own petard.
Right. Yeah, and I think, like, as I said before, like, we've talked about the concert, we talked about everything. Probably good that we go wrap this up now, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for listening to us ramble on about One OK Rock, guys, and all of the random gripes that we had. And remember to, like, leave us a comment. Have you seen One OK Rock live? If you have, or if you haven't, what are your favorite songs by them? Love to know. Always, like, happy to hear that kind of thing. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Check us out on the podcast platforms. Links are in the description. We're on Twitter as well. I mean, it's a dumpster fire right now, but you know,
Yeah.
follow us there. We tweet occasionally. You might see us tweets, you might not, who knows. And regardless, thank you for listening to another Cultured Boys episode. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.